So, you know, after I had dental work done yesterday and I was hospitalized. So, um, um, first of all, we went to the hospital in Nashville. And this little hospital in Clarksville, it's funny because hospitals are huge. And we were like, Clarksville's hospital is this little, regular hospitals are this big. And they took very good care of me. And that's why sometimes I don't understand what happens when things go wrong in a hospital because there are so many checks and balances. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on a second, please. So I paid this transportation service to take me to Nashville and back. We were scheduled to have the surgery at 11:30. So by 12:30, they were like, "Oh, you're next." So by 12:56, um, I had called them about 12:30, the transportation service, to let them know that the procedure hasn't started yet, but it was scheduled to start soon. And maybe she said your pickup window is 1:40 to 2:55. I said, okay, so maybe by closer to 2:55, like 3:10, I'll be ready because it was only really a 50-minute surgery. And that's another thing. Surgeries don't take a long time sometimes. And so I called again. And then while I was in the procedure room, my home care worker called. And when I got out, she said, Deborah, she said, it was 3:11 when I got out. She said, we have to be down there by 4:11. So at 3:44, we were down there. And, hold on a second. So by 3:44, I'm calling them. I'm like, y'all were supposed to be here at by 4:44. I'm calling them. I'm like, y'all were supposed to be here at 4:11, and it was 4:47, and no one was there. And she said, your ride got canceled. I said, how did it get canceled when we have called 4 times today, making sure that we're communicating with them in terms of how long the surgery is and when I will be out. So, and honestly, the last month when I took them, my pickup time was 2:50, 2:30, and they picked me up at 5:25. So I was kind of expecting that they would still not be on time. But because it was a medical procedure, I was hoping that the company would be considerate of that because many times they are. However, for a long time, she called me back, but she couldn't get anybody. And finally, at 5:27, I told my home care worker, go ahead and go home. Go get my prescription because um, it was more like 5 o'clock, 5:11, like that. I said, because the pharmacy closes at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at Sam's Club. Hold on. So she went to get the car. She wanted to just put me in the car and leave my wheelchair. And I'm like, well, no, I paid for this ride. You know, they should come and get me because they know that I need the ride because I paid for it. And then by the time she went and got the car and came back to the hospital, the young man called to say he was coming to pick me up. So he came to pick me up. I got home. My home care worker called me at 7:25. She was at the pharmacy, but the pharmacy was closed. She had to go check on her household, and that, you know, her daughter is schizophrenic. I think I mentioned that before. And she's an adult, so I understand that. I did let her know that the pharmacy was closed at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So ideally, you would think, let me go get Deborah's medicine and then go back and check on my household, then come to my house because it's Easter. It's Easter, and we're gonna cook a turkey. So she's gonna come to my house and get the turkey, cook it at her house to save time. I'm like, okay, hold on a second. But the good thing, the doctors, you know what, they be psyching you out. They told me that it would take 6 to 8 hours or 8 to 10 hours for the anesthesia to wear off. And it feels funny when you can't feel your face. I'm gonna have to mask my face because I feel dry spots right there. But they just tell you all this erroneous stuff, you know. I guess they tell you worst case scenario and best case scenario. So I'm sitting up here, my nose running, but I can't feel it. And I'm feeling antsy because I'm like, I need a cup of ice. I need some. And they were like, you want some ginger? I'm like, give me 3 of them. Hold on. Because they going to charge the doctors, they going to charge the bill anyway. Give me some more. I don't have any ginger ale at home. And so, and you know what makes you feel good? That black technician coming in there, baby. She praying with you. See, I don't know how heathens make it, okay? But I wasn't really afraid. I kind of got a little scared when they started saying I could die. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't planning to meet Jesus right now, but okay. And then I felt a resolve when I was coming out. I was like, you know what? This is why you want to live to the fullest. I'm like, Deborah, you're going to have to do more. And I'm telling you, I do enough. So, but I'm like, Deborah, you're going to have to do more. You're going to have to take the rims and you're going to have to go. You're going to have to do more. I got to get my wheelchair thing in so I can get out of here. So I'm home. And my swim group is having a luncheon today at the German restaurant. But I can't go because it's better for me to stay at home. You know, you can't rip and run when you've been under the knife. You just can't. It's just like when women have babies, y'all have them babies at 10 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, y'all let them out. If ever we could get back to where women are precious, people are precious, men are precious too, but women are precious. And we're not supposed to be ripping and running like we do. We're supposed to take it easy. And we've got to get back to that. So no, I'm not going out today. Yes, I did on my teeth. The thing is, when you're bigger, when you're fat, they have to do things better, which I like in the hospital because of, you know, all the stuff. They got the more equipment, they got better, sturdier surfaces. In doctors' offices, they don't often seat for bigger people. Even we were at the Children and Women's Hospital in the lobby, the first lobby we got to, they didn't have any double chairs. They had triple chairs, but they didn't have double chairs. So double chairs are better for a fat person to be able to hold on to when they get up. So, but in the upstairs, they did have a couple. Well, no, they had them right in the room where the patients sit. So I took a picture of it too. Excuse me. So this is my food. Now I can tell you, my home care worker, she brought me this, and I'm sorry. This is what I'm going to be eating for the next day or two. I also lost some weight. I don't know exactly how much, but I know I had gained a lot of weight, so I did lose weight. So I'll be posting that picture because I had to get on the scale. My knees don't hurt as much, so we're going to begin to try to walk and do some walking if my body allows me to and everything. But I can't, I gotta, hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow. She's gonna go get my medicine today, and then I'll be able to go work out tomorrow. And if I don't, I'm not. I don't even want to say that, but I know I have to chill. And I was so excited because when I was sitting out there, this lady was out there with me. And I said, I need some soup at the hospital. I said, "Is the cafeteria open?" She said, "The one over here isn't, but there's the one over there." She said, "I think they're closed too." She said, "Let me go get you some crackers." So she went and got me some crackers and some peanut butter. And I'm going to tell y'all something about my people. I'm going to tell y'all something about my people. I can't imagine people who feel like women don't help each other, black women don't help each other. That's just not true at all. I mean, it's just not true. I know there are times I've been places nobody would help me, and that's okay. But, baby, she bought me this peanut butter, and she bought me some protein snacks. I can't eat these, they're too hard. She bought me 2 crackers, and I was like, "Thank you so much." I said, "Thank you." And I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. So I don't think that. I think that women, black and white, help each other when we can and as we can. And even though I'm going through this stuff at the YMCA, I mean, that's her problem. That ain't my problem. That's her problem. She's making it my problem because she's stressing me out. But that's her problem. And my job is to keep showing up. And she's going to have to be the one to change because, baby, I ain't going nowhere. And so today I reposted a lot of pictures of me in the water because you cannot forget the journey when I was walking really good. And there's going to be a time when I'm walking even better, when my knees stop hurting. I'm not going to need as much help getting in the pool and things like that. I don't feel safe at the Y, so that's one reason why I stay in my wheelchair. But remember last year when I was parking the wheelchair outside the door and walking in? So I'm going to get back there. My knees just hurt right now. And so, but they did install the big door, so I can enter and exit without harm to my wheelchair. And so that's a good thing. And I also got all of this support this weekend, so I really need to fill out the paperwork to get help on my house because of the tornado. These companies don't have time for my little bitty job, so that's where the profit and nonprofit organizations that help you for free have time. And I got a gift card to go to the Habitat Restore to get some things. So I'm gonna look. I have my friend looking for me some handicap bars, and I need outdoor furniture. And they told me if you need help, if you need some more money, call us. We'll give you another gift card. Isn't that beautiful? And they gave me another gift card that I bought some groceries with. It's not a small deal when you have a tornado, when you have situations. It's thousands of dollars worth of work in my house. And I just got the wind damage, but it helped the wall, the door, the this and that, the floor. And then they're like, "You have a wheelchair. Was your wheelchair damaged?" Yes. So they're gonna help me with my manual wheelchair. Let people help you. It's not a big deal. If you have independent money, I guess it's okay, but it's okay. Let them help you. That's why they're there. And not only me, I told Miss Loretta down the street, Miss Loretta, she's a spouse. She had some damage. We all had damage because the wind tore your house up. I didn't know. I looked at my shutters. I said, "Oh, they didn't do a good job." Of course, when I got the shutters done, I said, "They did a good job." I didn't realize that the wind did that damage to my shutters. So let people help you. The fence, they said 3 sections of my fence need to be replaced. Let's do that. The insurance gave me some money for that, but let's do that. So, anywho, I'm not gonna stay long. I did get my hair curled, but the way this white girl curled it, I don't mind the white people do my hair, but they're teaching them, so she gets a little bit sections, like little itty bitty sections, and so I didn't really want to tell her just grab more hair, but I try to let them do what they do. But next week I'm gonna have a black stylist who knows how to do my hair. So I feel good being able to get back to regular stuff, get my hair done. I'm gonna deal with these nails, but not right now because I gotta pay my insurance. So by that time they would have popped off. I'm gonna do better, but that's okay. I'm just gonna do what I can right now, and I'm not gonna feel no ways about it. I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna oil my hair, and so somebody said that she was gonna send me some hair products, and I'm like, you know what? Thank you, because the way my bank account set up, y'all know how it is. You pay this mortgage, you pay this car note, you pay these insurances, you pay these bills, and honey, that's what you got. So I appreciate it. I ain't gonna say I don't. I'm like, send it. Here's my PO box. I'm just send it on. I appreciate it. And so, oof. So you have to just keep your mouth closed. And you see how I'm talking right now. This is how I all need to talk all the time, and that's okay. I'm gonna be talking louder because I talk loud. Oh, that hurts a little bit. That's right. And but you know, you just the thing is, they had big old homemade hot dog hamburgers at the thing this weekend, and they had some popcorn and some those those diet French fries that look like straws. And I had some, and I was like, I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. I just ate them because they were there, and that's not. I mean, that's what I ate for the day, and the next day I didn't have any more, so it's back to whatever I had to eat. And that's part of the battle, is balancing what I'm doing with a clear conscience, knowing that, hey, you're doing good. So we can't. I ate my candy, and I ate my cookie that I was holding. Hold on. I know that's right. I know that's right. Hmm. That's right. That's right. We're young, and men are visually oriented, and so he was like, "Is this a gap or a teeth missing?" Like, that's a gap. It is a gap. But yeah, you want to get your teeth right, and you want to get yourself right, because men expect us to be our best, and we want to be our best, and that's what this is about. And just I was more encouraged. Just be your best. Keep going. Keep trying. Keep setting goals. Keep setting milestones. And then in between, you have to get the rest that you need. Can y'all please hit the like button? That's right. That's right, Sherry. That's right. That is right. And we got to get this hair together. And they're gonna go ahead and, I'm like, can y'all just dye my hair blonde or brown with blonde highlights? Because y'all been playing with me. That's what they should have did when I asked them to do it in the first place. But that's okay, because the goal is to get my hair dyed and still go every week for deep conditioner. And they gave me the senior citizens discount. Baby, give me a senior discount. I got a list of all the places if you're over a certain. Okay, so my phone stalled, but I realized somebody was leaving a message on my phone. And so, who's calling me at 6:55 in the morning? Mm, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm glad they didn't turn it off. Okay, y'all. I better stop talking. But thank you for joining me this morning. This battle with obesity, chronic pain, knee pain, back pain, gout, lymphedema. My fingers started hurting once they put the IV on there, and they are right now. They're aching, and they was like, "That's not your IV, that's the carpal And so I was like, "Okay, but honey, it's gonna be all right, okay?" So y'all have a beautiful day, and please set your goals. Don't be too hard on yourself. Take it easy, and think creatively, and think about what I'm thinking about. Okay, we got the juvenile justice coming up next week, now on April 6th. So I'm going to go to that. But there's also a seminar on fear that Deborah Matthews needs to be at. So, but I gave my word to be there for juvenile justice. But I told him, look, I can't stay but until after lunch. I can't be there all day with them children. I'm gonna be sleepy. So maybe I'll go to the fear workshop in the evening, and if they let me, and then do the juvenile justice in the morning. So y'all just have a beautiful day, and thank you for joining me. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And remember that I have a wheelchair van fundraiser. It's called Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. So feel free to buy me a cup of coffee. If you look in the descriptions, you'll see my contact information. Like in the where my name is, where it talks about my YouTube channel. And then when I get a chance, I'll put it in the descriptions. But Sherry, how you doing? and Powwow and Fenice. So how y'all doing? Edema is swelling of the feet. Lymphedema is a condition of adipose tissues that um, surface on your legs. That it has not. Lymphedema has nothing to do with your how much you eat or any of that stuff. It's a situation. Edema is enlarged, like your legs or your arms are enlarged, and that's something that can happen um, because of lack of circulation, not exercising, and not eating proper, like eating vegetables. Vegetables is superpower. Protein is your superpower. Also, if you're not obese, like if you're fat as me, you don't need no fruit. But like berries, cherries, walnut, like berries, strawberries, berries. You can eat berries, but edema, it comes from also, it may be dehydration, it may be any of those type of things. And also raising your feet up, like we remember when we were young, we used to exercise, put our feet on the wall and let our blood run backwards. See if you can put your feet on the wall and let your legs run backwards, like get your butt up to the wall and put your feet up. And that's edema. All of the above: exercising, getting in water, you know, detoxing. Hold on a second. Now, honey, I am not a doctor, but that's what it means. Hey, Unique, how you doing? That's what it means. And also, there might be things you're allergic to. I just realized I'm allergic to ham. After I ate ham for a full week, and I started scratching, and I was talking to my mama. I said, "Mama, I don't know why my back, everything itching." She's like, "Something you're allergic to." And then I ate a little piece of ham on a tray last week at an event, and I still got them scratches. So I can't eat ham no more. I'm just allergic to it. I like me some ham, but I'm allergic to it. But I didn't really eat it a lot anyway because I just didn't. But I can't really eat it now, so it's okay. They got plenty of food I can eat. Hold on a second. So, like I told you, I had honey roast. Okay, some puffy. I had dental surgery yesterday. I'm gonna have buttery home style today. That's it. Even though we cooked meatloaf, cabbage, and rice, but I can't eat that because it's not soft enough. So all I'm gonna be eating is potatoes. And they put this thing on my back here, and they say it's for anxiety and stuff. And he said, don't take it off. When you take it off, use gloves because if you take it off, it'll do something to your eye, blind your eye or something. And I touched it twice, and I washed my hands real good, and threw away the wash towel. And I'm like, they tell you, and they gave me Tylenol and something else. Yeah, my coach say eat ground beef that's 90% like lean. But yeah, and if you can stand a massage, all of those women help facials and massages, those type of things. Try to incorporate that in your life. It's about really being active but stretching, yoga and Pilates in the water and out, those type of all of those things, monitoring your fluid intake, and also you got to put electrolytes in your system. So it's not just water. You can buy electrolyte water or buy like these right here. Oh, hold on. These right here. I get these electrolyte tablets like that. It's energy. It's great value, but it's electrolytes. I get these, and then I get flavor water. But electrolytes is put minerals in your body. Like you got to put um. That's the whole thing. It's the things that we're suffering from. It's just a whole. They've been feeding us fake food, fake information about eating, and putting stuff in our food that's not pure. Even if you could find a farm in your area that you can just buy your meat from, it's going to be better than going to the grocery store. And but this season, watermelon, when it's in season, I think you're in Florida. Those type of things, it's going to make us feel so much better. Cherries, I was looking at something on pomegranate, so I got me some pomegranate juice. So I'll take a little bit whenever I get to the refrigerator, and that type of thing, wellness types of things, relaxing, spending time relaxing. When you get stressed, de-stress, that type of thing, and then wiggle your toes, doing something. My left leg, it's darker than my body. It gets rustier. All of that. So that's one reason I miss swimming, because when I'm swimming, I can squat down, I can move my body any which way I want to, and it just makes my body, my wellness improve. So you got to do a lot to deal with edema. Hydration, get your minerals in, take a multivitamin, drop some weight. Even if you drop 5 pounds, and if I know I used to eat fish all week, and I'll drop 5 pounds at the end of the week. Anyway, if I eat regular food, I can drop up to 19 pounds a week. I can, I do. So you know, but God bless. I'm not a doctor, so you're not a big meat eater. So what do you eat? Do you eat vegetables and fruit and soups? That's another thing. Soup with a bone broth, that's healing too. Honey, all this stuff, Assalamu alaikum. Oh, assalamu alaikum to you, my tuna. I know that's the greeting. That's the Muslim greeting for hello. So hello. And I appreciate y'all being on here with me. Can you hit the like button? There are 26 people on the group, but only 50 people, but only 8 people who are hitting the like button. Let me see. I was gonna let y'all go, but since y'all hanging in here with me, let me just show y'all how I'm eating my food. I remember the first time I was working at Uzbekistan. Hi, Uzbekistan. The first time I was working at a restaurant, and she was like, "We're making baked potatoes," and I put this stuff in there and put the water. And I said, "What you want me to do now?" She said, "Stir." Because, back in the day, our mothers never made fake food. My mother, vo alakum asalam. Okay, vo alakum asalam. Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. Um, our mother never made fake food. My mother made real potatoes. Um, she made real food. We didn't food from scratch. We didn't. I mean, we made cake mix, but we didn't get fake food like this fake stuff I'm eating right now. Actually, sometimes it be real food. They just smash it. But, honestly, hold on a second. So, just add water. I put a little salt and pepper in here too, because I like my food flavored. So, anywho. Well, my Uzbekistan friends, I just love that. I got tickled because the Russian guy last week, oh girl, I don't know, asked me, "What do you know about Russia?" I'm like, "I don't know anything about Russia. I wouldn't mind learning though." So I know Uzbekistan. When I was in London, I worked at the symphony orchestra, and we had to find some what people to buy concert tickets, and they were like, "Yeah, we're going to Uzbekistan." I'm like, "What's Uzbekistan?" They said, "It's below Russia." And I didn't know where it was, never heard of it, and I was indignant. Like, okay, if I never heard of it, surely there's a problem. My mother did too. She cooked real food. She taught me how to cook real food. Her and her grandmother. That's right. That's right. We got to get back to that. I'm gonna have my home care worker make me. She's gonna do turkey and dressing, and some deviled eggs, and sweet potatoes, and some greens or green beans, probably green beans. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I'm gonna do. And they said after I eat breakfast, I can take this patch off. But they say put some gloves on. So, mm-hmm. There's one lady I know. She sells these patches. I'm Christian. I'm Christian. I'm Christian. Yeah. So we say in the name of Jesus, I'm here. I'm Christian. Oh, guess what else? I was watching a video about a lady who had been arrested in Tanzania because what happened is someone put some bullets from Russia in her suitcase. In the you know when you mail a big container of your stuff to Africa, and they set up this lady. It was two ladies. One of them was 61 years old. Her pension came through while she was there because she was in the U.S. So she got her money, but they put her in jail, and in jail in Tanzania, or I think it was Tanzania. Um, you don't have. It's like a dungeon. They have open doors, steel chairs. No, they have a thing you have to squat over the toilet, and they don't feed you. Friends and family have to feed you, bring you food to eat. And they ultimately realized that she didn't have anything to do with it, but the mean police people wanted to keep her. They put her back in jail, and they said, "We're gonna put you back in jail because of something. You need 6 people to testify for you to say you're a good person." So, honey, after I got through looking at that, I'm like, y'all done scared me straight back from Africa. That's okay. And then in Gambia, but Gambia is a smaller community, a small country town. But them people done killed 6 American women. And, you know, I know we have poverty. I know we have desperation all over the world. It can happen anywhere. But, baby, Miss Deborah going to go on ahead and she going to go to South Africa. Maybe Kenya. Maybe Jerusalem. Maybe Egypt. And, you know, Ghana. I'm going to go over there and visit. But Miss Deborah going to stay at home. Honey, I ain't got time for all that drama right there, okay? So I got that drama over here. And it's scary. Can you imagine? But the Lord was with her. Good morning, Jeanette. I mean, the Lord was with her. Oh, Jesus is real. You hear me? But oh my goodness. I know when I was in Ghana, the policeman yelled at us. I mean, we took a picture. We weren't supposed to. You can't take pictures of security guards. And they saw us. And basically, the men just bribed them with some money. I just started crying. But like, Deborah, stop that crying. We American citizens. Ain't that going to happen to us? I'm like, I want to go home. I think a policeman yelled at me one time. And one time a police officer, I was living in my dad's house. And I went to the corner and took a right. And the police was like, he asked my ID and everything. And he said, where you coming from? I said, I live in Knoxville, so I'm in college. I mean, or I'm just, just home visiting. And so that's why I didn't have tenant Memphis tags. He said, then he looked at my ID, and I had to go to work, and it took me 45 minutes to get to work. And he said, why are you trying to lie your way out this ticket? Like, he just started saying that. I didn't say anything. So my dad, I guess my dad was going to the store, and he saw me. He came down, and he just shook the man's hand and went, that's my daughter. And I'm just sitting up here like, while you yelling at me, because you didn't have a fight with your girlfriend or your wife, I'm going to be late for work. And he was like, Daddy just shook his hand, and they like, ha, key. Then all I had to do all day long is hear about how my daddy, you was wrong. You was wrong. Daddy, I was at the red light, and I turned right. It's 1 block from the house. How am I speeding through? How am I? Hi, Courtney. Y'all, I thought Courtney was a girl. Courtney is a boy. So he lives in Jamaica, I think. So, so, but so I don't have police who yell at me. Oh, Jeanette, I'm so sorry to hear your father passed away. God bless you. How you doing? How you doing? Well, can we do something for you, Jeanette? I know you might not want to include your phone number or anything, but if you email me, can you email me? My email is in the description. Let me know your contact information. God bless you. You doing okay? Doing okay? Daddies are special. Daddies are special. So, just a second, please. Okay. So, y'all, we're gonna pray for Janetta Mitchell and her family. We're going to wish her Godspeed. And so thank you for sharing with us also, Janetta. We appreciate that. And daddies are special. And daughters are special. That's good. I'm glad. I know it's one day at a time, so God bless you. Yes. Oh. But you know what I think about it? Good or bad, it's so good to have a daddy. That's what I think about it. Good or bad, right or wrong. It's so good to have had a daddy. That's beautiful. And daddies aren't always those who birthed us, but it's so good to have a daddy. Mm-hmm. While I'm in the hospital yesterday waiting, my daddy calls me. Now, he calls me because he wants me to look up one of his friends. They haven't seen him in a while. His phone number's not working. They went by his house. He can't find him. So he calls me. So I look online and he said, tell him, my daddy says, tell him, nigga, where you at? I'm like, well, daddy, I don't think that'd be a good thing to say on Facebook. And but if you say, he gonna say, why are you calling me nigga? That's what my daddy was telling me that he would say. So, when they have their friends, he says, we play checkers together. He haven't seen him in a while. So he might have flown the coop. And I just laugh. I'm like, Daddy. Okay, Daddy, I'm waiting for the procedure to happen. But, Daddy he just wants you to do what he wanted you to do. Oh, Daddy was 83. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. I mean, my daddy made me so mad recently. I blocked his phone number. I'm like, my daddy be too much. Okay, be too much. He be too much. Okay. For years, I used to just laugh at my daddy because he would just say the craziest stuff. But I mean, my daddy is 76. His birthday was March 9th. And my dad has a neighborhood grocery store. They call him Mr. Poman. And so, you know, his store is right down the street, like 2 blocks from the Club Paradise, which I could never go to because if somebody saw me, they would tell my daddy. I finally went there once since I've been living here to see a blues singer I really like. I can't remember who he was, but girl, and then my daddy told me when he used to go to concerts to see the blues singers or whatever. But my daddy wanted to be a blues singer actually, and so, but my daddy's something else, y'all. He is something else. Oh Lord, and so. If I preach too many, if I say too many scriptures, he'll call my mama, Deborah over there trying to preach. I could be on the stroll, but now that ain't good enough. Oh my goodness. But my dad and my mom, they pick cotton. Well, my daddy picked it for my mom, but they still picked it. And my dad has been in the grocery store in his community. Well, it was 52 years, so it's like 55 years he's been in the same spot. And that's why when you look at it, those of us who are single who want to have husbands, all of this, my husband better do this and my husband better do that. Baby, that's the wrong mindset to think about a man. Because a man, I'm not talking about these little boys y'all done raised up. I'm talking about a man. The nature of a man is to stand still. So you would hope if he have values, he stands still. My daddy stands still. He's always worked. He's always come home at 2 in the morning every day, 6 days a week. He could always go to church. And when he was with my mom, like mama was 14, he was 16. And he back in those days he worked at the gas station store. And they would give you lunch. And he wouldn't eat. Say, why are you not eating? He said, because I have a wife and a child, so I'm gonna take this to her. And see, that's what men do. So they was like, bring her here. So they brought her in. And she was in the car while he was at work. Because I ain't had nowhere to stay. And with my baby sister. And then he got a room at Brother Yeldell's house. Back in those days you could rent a room. And they have the numbers on the door. And now he owns that house. He bought that house and paid for it in 3 years. And it's across the street from the store. And the store used to be the vegetable store. So in 1983, Daddy bought the vegetable store. I want to say for $25,000. And then they made it a store, like a grocery store. A neighborhood grocery store. So that's my daddy's story. And, his wife would oftentimes tell me to tell my dad to do something, like come home for Thanksgiving dinner with her sisters and stuff like that. So I go down there and I'm like, Daddy, Oh, thank you, Janetta. I'm like, Daddy, they are having dinner. He says, yeah, they are welcome to enjoy my house. He said, I don't like them people, so I'm not going down there to eat with them. I said, I tell you what, this is what I would say to him. If you was my husband, Jody would be at the table, so you ain't gonna have to worry about it. First of all, and you ain't my husband, so I'm about to go in for Thanksgiving dinner. That's what I would tell him. Cause what? I'm like, whatever you tell my dad is fine with me, cause you ain't my husband. And when I get a husband, if he act like you, that's what's gonna happen to him. He said, I'm gonna tell your husband. So I said, no, you gonna be quiet. Cause I tell him if you was my husband, it would be you and Jody at the dinner table. What? I said my dad stuff like that in a hot minute. I'm like, look, I'm like, I'm like, Daddy, if you was my husband, I told my dad, if you was my husband, I have your breakfast ready at morning. Breakfast always was ready at 9 o'clock anyway. I'd have your lunch ready at noon and your dinner at 5, and me and Jody will be getting it on. I'm gonna tell your husband because you be too much, Daddy. It don't take all of that. But honestly, if I had a man like my dad, you have to understand. I don't know the deviance of a woman. See, the women. First of all, let me tell you something. My daddy was handsome, baby. And even when people would say to me, "Your daddy handsome," I'm like, "He is." I'm like, "Daddy," she said, "You handsome." He's like, "Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 'cause my dad has a beard." I'm like, "Daddy, you sexist." And when I told him he was sexist, he thought I was saying he was sexy. He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Daddy, no, you sexist." But my sister would ask me, my stepsister, she said, "You don't remember sitting at the table arguing with your daddy about?" I'm like, because he was saying, "Listen to that foolishness," especially when I was young. I'm like, what? Okay, Dad. And so, that was funny. My daddy say, "None of my kids talk to me like you do, because you need to be talked to like that." So now I don't do it as much because my dad getting old. But I want to. Sometimes I just shut him down. Like, Daddy, we're gonna roll with that lie today, okay? This is the lie that my mama left him. What woman gonna leave a man back in the old days? Y'all knew they wouldn't be leaving with nothing to 50%, okay? But back in them days, ain't no woman finna leave you with 3 children and a newborn. Because women didn't have no options back then. And so, but I'm like, okay, Dad, we're gonna roll with that lie? Okay. And my parents they're best friends with their divorce. They lose their religion over each other. Oh, Mom, Callie ain't gonna let you talk about me like that. Mm-hmm. He's starting to preach. Then I don't want to hear that preaching. You can preach to Mom and them. I don't want to hear that. I don't heard it for so long. I don't want to hear that no more. Mm-hmm. Because if I tell them something in the Bible, oh no, that ain't right. And so, but he all right. He when back in the day when you went to jail, if you got arrested, somebody could come and get you. So the young boy called Mr. He called Mr. Paul, Mr. Matthews. They arrested me. If you come and get me out of jail, I promise you I would never do it again. So Daddy went down there and got him out of jail. And Daddy paid for him to go to barber school and then built a barber shop on the side. Because the store has a lot of buildings on the side too, and built a barber shop. My older brother is a master barber and put that young man in the barber shop. That's how my daddy is. And the stores in Memphis, at Orleans, and St. Paul. So there used to be an elementary school next to the store. So the teachers came over to see who was this Mr. Poman. Because when they tell the kids to write the stories, they write the stories about Mr. Poman. And so they came over here to meet my dad. And so that was, he's a good guy. He'll do. So then after 52 years, I used to be a Magic 101 communicator. And so my advisor now is a state representative. So I got him to come and present my dad with the proclamation. So he has been, like I said, in the community for 52 years. He don't let nobody come in there sagging, cussing, none of that. He said a lady coming in was cussing her child out to the death. He was like, "Ma'am, don't talk to that child like that. You can't tell me what." He was like, "You're not going to talk to that child like that in my store." See, women, we have no control, and that's why we need men to get ourselves in order. But what makes a woman act like that is when she don't have reliable men around her. So what she has to do is understand how to get reliable men. And that's where we have fallen off. Everybody is so angry, screaming and cussing. If you have a problem with men right for a season, you got to stay back to yourself and you have to get that together and then realize your responsibility and realize how to change. And then you can draw. The word of God says, draw unto me. You can draw unto you the kind of men that you like. But when you meet men that you who are, I mean, I like a man with some swag. But when you meet those who got that swag and all that stuff, you gotta peep him out. You gotta just shut up and listen to him. He gonna tell you what he want with you. And if you don't want what I mean, if he fine and you want him, okay, that's fine. Do that, but don't get pregnant. That was the message we were getting. They didn't tell us don't have sex. The message was don't get pregnant. So, but anyway, we grown now. So if you want to have some fun, have your fun, but don't get pregnant. But if you do get pregnant, okay, yeah, he should take care of the kids. But guess what? If he don't want to, leave him alone. Don't make him. Don't take him to child support court. Because God is your provider. That's the difference. The world says take him to court because you're going to get some money. But the word of God said, I am. Not you are, I am. And my Uncle Gene and my dad, my dad said he was taking care of us. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. My dad said he was taking care of us, and the judge called him in, put him in jail for a little bit, and did the child support stuff. But this is the thing. Child support is a federal program. So many times they will take a man who's in the home, who's a husband, and put him on child support. But the other thing, Uncle Gene told me the same thing. He said Uncle Gene said he wasn't even working, but he was still bringing money every week to Chester May to take care of the kids. And he said that she went down and applied for food stamps. So this is the enemy's attack to separate man from woman. Back in those days, the men who were responsible, they may not have been able to deal with you. Y'all ain't gonna work, but they were taking care of them kids. But women saw they could get more, so they asked for more. So I don't blame women because we had to eat, but at the same time, let's not tell a lie. And thank you, Janetta. And just say our men weren't. Now that sounds good right now. I'm telling y'all that. But I'm gonna tell you what I told my daddy. I said, Daddy, because I was in college and I didn't have no money for my tuition, but in those days they still let me be in college. And then eventually, once I get my financial aid check, or I had a job so I could pay on my bill. So it was like February or March. I still hadn't paid, and school started in January. I just didn't have the money. But I was still going to class and everything because they used to let you back then. And, my mom called my dad, and he said, why you didn't say you needed some money? I said, I didn't know I had somebody to say that too. So he began to pay some things on my tuition and my food bill. And that's when we got to know each other. And then I would come home for spring break. I had a car and I would sit there. And because I ain't have no gas money to go nowhere, ain't no money. And I would say, Dad, I don't have no money. So he make me sit there for 2 hours and talk to me. So he gave me $200 and I go spend it all in a couple of days and come back. Dad, I ain't got no more money. And then he'd make me sit there and talk to him. He would say, why do you like education? Why do you like school? And I said, because you left my mama with 5 kids, and that's not going to happen to me. And he, whatever he asked me, that was my answer. Because you left my mama with 5 kids, and that's not going to happen to me. Not the kid. I'm going to have some more problems, but they ain't going to be that one. And so he was like, I was there. I'm like, Daddy, I don't care. She wouldn't let me. I don't care. You should have been on the door. Carrie, let me take care of these kids. And my sister said recently, she told me, she said a couple of years ago, Deborah, I seen Daddy give Mama money for us. I'm like, well, why Mama always say Daddy didn't do nothing for us? She said, I don't know. But I was like, but Daddy didn't do what he was supposed to. She said, you gonna get over that too. But anyway, after I started spending time with my dad, every time I come home and things like that, then once I traveled with people, I didn't have nowhere to go. And Daddy was like, well, you can stay with me. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. So I stayed with my dad for like a year. And got a job. Then he kicked me out, which was fine. I like being at home with him. I had my brothers. They were like 9 and 11, and Shrika was like 15 or 16 or something. I like being with them. And he was like, and now he'll say, "I kicked you out." Okay, Daddy. And and he said, "You didn't do right." He always don't want to give nobody the proper. I did. I took care of myself. I cleaned up after myself. The day was nasty, so I can't come in your house and tell you. But they wouldn't kick. They wouldn't wash their dishes for like a week. They don't wash the dishes. Not they, Shirley and them. They wash the dishes the Saturday before Sunday. Now my mother's house, you wash dishes after we ate. Period, every day. So, and she didn't work. So I mean, I just see that right there. That's contrary. When you know my dad likes a clean house, but the one thing you don't do is clean the house. But oh, this is what I'm telling you. Why you picked a man? See, Daddy picked her because she fine as wine anytime. And my daddy, he like bright women. He don't like. One day he gonna say, I know Shirley lying, talking about I was talking to that woman because I don't like no black women. I'm like, Daddy, I'm black. You get the daughter privilege. See, my dad is something else. I'll tell you, one time I came home from because we would have conferences in Memphis, so I come home and be with my family. I'm like, come on, Daddy. I told my girlfriend, I said, come on in here, let's get my daddy, because she light bright and got long hair. Come on in here, let's get my daddy going Beale Street. And baby Shirley jumped up to go with us. That's good, you should have. But don't wait till another woman come around and jump up. Be that one all the time. But sometimes people harbor resentment towards one another. And when you have friends who my best friend was best friends with Shirley. Her sister was best friends with Shirley. So they came to visit us in Clarksville at church. My best friend from Memphis, but lived here. And the lady was like, don't stop telling Shirley what to do. She done enough for your daddy. See, that kind of friend, you don't need that kind of friend. Because my friends told me how to keep my man. And that is, stop. They were like, Deborah, did he do what you asked him to do? Mm-hmm. That's because he liked you. Okay, have a good day. Thank you, Sherry, for stopping by. But she was like, don't worry him like that. When a man come home from work, leave him alone. When he is rested, he's gonna come back to you to talk. But so that's the kind of friends I have. Also, when we were getting ready to break up, she's like, when a man can't benefit you, he is going to leave you alone. So when you're married, you need the kind of friends who tell you, do what your husband asks you to do, and do it with a smile. But when you have single women who don't know how to keep no man, who talking that yakka slacka lacky backy, girl, you better keep your man. Let me tell you something. You better keep your man. I'm gonna tell you something. You better keep your man. That's your bag of bones, honey. Now look here. I wanted to be on here for 10 minutes. It's 53 minutes and 0 seconds. But I appreciate y'all listening to me. I talk a lot. And I just want to say that the basic lesson, the moral of the story is we all sign up for whatever we sign up for. And you have to make the best of it. And it does no good not to do your part in building your home. Now, my dad always says, you can't build something with somebody who don't want it to be built with. Okay, that's true too. However, it's a way God restores. And if you let him, then you can do it. You can get along with anybody. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can restore and rebuild. Yes, you can. So, you can. It's mostly called keep your mouth shut and count your blessings. When you look at your faults, you're going to be hardly not able to look at somebody else's. And the Bible said, do good to all those, especially those in the household of faith. And it should start. You should be wanting to do good to those in the household of faith. And if you can't, you're going to get there, baby. If you want to. So, what I'm going to ask y'all to do is hit the like button. And those of you who would love to sponsor me and support me in my wheelchair fundraiser, it's called Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. Please buy me a cup of coffee. And know I appreciate you. This journey is long. It's a long game, honey. I'm going to be here. So, I ask you to Continue to keep all of us in prayer. Keep Janetta in prayer in the loss of her father. And have a beautiful day. Thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see y'all later. Peace and hair grease, okay? Bye-bye. Check out my videos.